Hello and welcome back to KXAN Plus. I am your host, Esmeralda Zamora, and today, if you're watching live, it is Tuesday, and of course, on Tuesdays we have our Space show with our KXAN space expert, Eric Henrickson. Eric, thank you for joining me. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You just said it was Tuesday and it threw me for a loop. I'm
It
like,
is
oh yeah,
Tuesday
it
already.
is Tuesday. I shouldn't freak out. That's right. Right. Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yes, it is. But if you're not watching us live and you're watching on our CTV app already, thank you so much. But if you didn't know about our CTV app, it is a free streaming app on anywhere you stream, any TV that you stream on. And that can be which ones, Eric?
I love how you quiz me on this every time. Apple TV, Roku, Samsung. I'm forgetting one. Fire Stick.
Fire Stick.
Fire Stick's the one. I don't have a Fire Stick. My TV does Amazon because I have a Samsung. It has a Amazon in there already. But I know that's like a thing. My parents have one, actually.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to stream stuff and different TVs for it. And we're on every single one right now. So download the app for free in your app store, KXAN Plus, and you can watch shows just like Eric and I's Space show. Eric, let's get into it. What's our topic today?
We got a bunch. I like to throw a bunch of stuff at you and just keep it fun. We're going to start off with the Lunabotics Challenge. This is the 2026 Lunabotics Challenge. I keep wanting to say Lunar Botics.
Lunar Botics?
And I also kept saying Lunar Biotics. None of those. It's Lunar Botics. So what this has been a challenge happening since 2010 that NASA does. It's one of its student challenges. The objective here is to get college students and younger kids, but this is focused on college students, to get out and kind of like learn about STEM, get engaged with it. And this one is focused on building, I'm going to mess up how to say it, even though I know the word, berms. Okay, I'm going to say brims too. I'm very like in my head today. But they're looking at building berms with robots on the moon. So when we go to the moon, we're going to need to have some infrastructure while we're there, ways to prevent the rockets from blowing dust everywhere, things to protect, like kind of big hills to protect some of our fuel tanks so they don't freeze, kind of, put them in the shade, but also keep them in the heat.
Yeah.
It's kind of about balancing the weather. The temperature is very extreme on the moon. Also, we're going to need kind of barriers for radiation shielding. So this challenge is about getting teams from colleges. There wasn't a team limit and there wasn't a college limit that I saw on the website.
Is there like a qualification type of thing?
Just to be at a U.S. college was the only main qualification I see. You do apply, and there's a big application with a bunch of questions on
I
it.
bet.
And so you'll have to go through this whole process. So you have to be with a U.S. college or a territory or what's the other word I'm looking for? Like a province or something. We don't have provinces. You know what I mean? But within the U.S., related to the U.S., to enter into this program. And then it lasts from the end of the month from the 28th all the way until May. There's a bunch of things you have to do before then. And the end objective is to build a robot that can move regolith. Now, regolith is moon dust, what we think of as moon dust. It's not moon soil. I didn't know the difference here. The moon soil is any piece of moon dirt that's less than a centimeter in diameter. Well, regolith is finer than that. It's anything that's less than a millimeter in diameter. And so we have a ton of this on the moon. The moon's covered in. It's it's the dust that covers the moon, but it's very fine. It can be very destructive. So the objective, get into your suit. It can cover electronics. The objective is to use these robots, design robots that can move this regolith, build these berms, and protect some of the infrastructure on the moon when we return as part of the Artemis program.
Well, this is a sort of competition.
Yes.
What is the final prize for these students?
The final prize is knowledge. I actually didn't see a final prize. Come to think of it, I didn't see one. It's just kind of
What do they
you
learn from
you
it?
win the competition. You can learn all sorts of things. I have a list here: coding, engineering, fabrication, space, technology, kind of things. Also, this is one I didn't mention in our web story, and I'm going to throw it in here. That NASA's like, hey, by the way, you're going to meet a lot of industry experts if you're looking for a job when you graduate. Wink, nudge. That's kind of the idea. Is you get to meet a bunch of NASA guys who will say, hey, you're really good at this robot stuff. You should come work for us. So it's a recruiting tool. It's a way to get jobs, that kind of thing.
Interesting. And it's the Lunabotics, and how long has this existed for?
This has been since 2010. So they've done a different competition every year, different focus every year. This is a video this is actually 2022. They didn't have last year's video. Don't know why. But NASA publishes video, and honestly, I love NASA's video archive. It is very sporadic. They post some things on YouTube and some things on their actual archive for media. And the YouTube stuff is for media, but they post it on there before they move it to their archive. It's a mess. Anyway, this is 2022 video of different colleges there, and they're building their robots with a different challenge in mind. It's still based around moving, dirt and stuff on the moon, but in different ways, shapes and forms. So yeah, 10 years or 15 years, 2010. So 15 years they've been doing this competition.
Well, we said that NASA is seeking these students to kind of help build infrastructure to get to the moon. When do you think that project to get to the moon is going to start?
Oh, well, it's started.
Started?
But we're not there yet. So the program starts. Artemis has been around for a few years now. We landed on the moon in we circled the moon in 2022 as part of Artemis 1. So that was just an orbit to say, hey, let's test out the Orion space capsule, the new space systems we have in there, make sure everything's working. That was successful. Next April is Artemis 2. We'll send 4 astronauts who I've actually met. 4 astronauts. I met 3 of them. The 4th one I didn't get to meet. But they will do an orbit around the moon. And that'll be just a few days of orbiting, but it's, again, to test those systems we're using up there. They're also going to build, we've talked about this before, but there's going to be a new space station we're building up there. So they're going to test out some of the technology they're going to use on that space station called Gateway. Yeah. And Gateway will be used, we'll build Gateway, and then we'll use that to jump to Mars. But then in the following year, 2027, scheduled is Artemis 3, and Artemis 3 is when we'll land on the moon. And that's when these robots will start to come in handy, and they'll start to move dirt around and stuff. So
interesting. The next topic that we're talking about, like you mentioned at the beginning, we have a lot of different topics we're talking about, but this one has to do with SpaceX. We talk about them a lot.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to touch on this because this was big news yesterday, and we do talk about SpaceX a lot. They're based here in Texas. They have offices in Austin. They have offices down in
South Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna say Boca Chica, but they changed the name. Rocket. It's not Rocket City. Rocket City is Alabama. I forgot what it's called.
Is it Rocket Island?
No, I hate this. I know this name. Boca Chica is the location, but
original name.
They changed the name because they're rich. But it is what it is. But SpaceX yesterday they bought EchoStar. This is a $17 billion purchase they did of EchoStar. This is big news yesterday.
Is this the correct video? Right.
No, those are just robots.
Oh, these are just robots.
No, there should be some SpaceX video.
Let me see.
We'll talk about those robots in a little bit. I was kind of like doing a little robot dance here. We can keep showing those robots. Those are NASA robots. We'll find it. There's a bunch of SpaceX video. More robots. I had a lot of robot video, guys.
I know you've been looking for that robot here in Austin for a while.
I found it. I had a nice story that aired last Friday. No, it was the Friday before that. Where we talked about. No, it was Friday. We talked about Rizbot. So I tried to locate that. I'll keep talking about SpaceX though. So they bought this EchoStar, and what this means is if you have Boost Mobile, you're going to get access to the Starlink satellites. Starlink, for those of you who don't know, SpaceX has launched 8,000 of these Starlink satellites. They're kind of small. Let's try to describe them, like kind of rectangular boxes.
The name of that place is Starbase.
Starbase, thank you.
There we go.
But Starbase is what Boca Chica is now called. Anyway, but Starlink, they've put 8,000 plus of these things in orbit. I think the eventual goal is in the 20,000s of these. They're very small satellites.
Here it is.
And they form these chains of satellites. And what they do is they provide Wi-Fi and internet access to anyone on the planet is the eventual goal. They're all over the place. Occasionally, if you look up in the sky, you'll see like a chain of stars, and it'll be moving pretty fast. And what usually happens is then KXAN gets an email that says there are UFOs in the sky, and then we have to respond, no, it's Starlink. No. So they put a bunch of these out, and now with this partnership with EchoStar, by purchasing EchoStar, Boost Mobile customers will get access to Starlink. And they put 600 of the satellites up since January of this year. They're putting just hundreds and hundreds of these things up every year. There's been a lot of concern about them breaking up, the night sky because we have all these Starlinks up there. But that's an ongoing debate with these. But they will provide a lot of internet access to people.
Now, is this going to affect any Spectrum customers right now?
So they'll have access to a more internet, more capacity boost. Wow. So Spectrum will get a boost by this. And EchoStar gets a lot of money, so $17 billion. They had a debate with the FCC earlier this year over their 5G. They made some agreements to provide 5G to people, and so this will help answer that. But it is a major purchase, $17 billion from SpaceX buying EchoStar, and they're going to get this big boost for internet. This is a big boost, especially for Boost Mobile customers. They're going to access more cell service. The big thing is there's parts of this country. I'm sure you go on road trips where you don't have internet service and no cell service. Starlink will help answer those issues, and this purchase is going to help them fill those gaps a bit more. So.
Yeah, and I feel like people all around the world are already utilizing Starlink in those areas.
Yes, during some natural disasters, people have accessed Starlink.
I think that Starlink was donated during some national disasters.
I'm trying to remember which one it was. There was one. It was one of the hurricanes, wasn't it? It was like maybe it was one that hit the Carolinas.
I think so.
And
it had to
they
be
brought
last
Starlink in,
season.
and you could get access to it and have access to the internet. So it's like they're all over the place in space and providing a lot of internet. So it's a cool program. We'll see the after effects of it over the next few decades because there always are.
Yeah.
Humans reshape the environment, and the environment reshapes us back.
There's always something.
We'll always see. The other one I want to talk about today, total lunar eclipse.
Did we have a total lunar eclipse a couple days ago? I was hearing that we did.
This was the total lunar eclipse.
Okay.
This is Sunday it happened, but it was visible in Asia, Africa, and Australia.
More than it was here?
I didn't see one here, did we?
I tried to go outside and look at it, but in my house, the clouds pretty much cover all of them.
Well, this one. We got video of Tehran. We're in Iran, where they saw it. That's SpaceX again.
That's the wrong video.
That's also daylight. We'll show it. But this one's kind of cool because it was a blood moon. And
what does that mean, blood moon?
So basically, Earth's shadow covers the moon, and we get a nice reddish hue. It's kind of cool looking. Usually, it's not very often, but when we get these, see it. It's just kind of cool. A nice little lunar eclipse. We get those a few times a year, which is kind of nice. But basically, Earth moves between the sun and the moon and casts a shadow on the moon, and we get these nice lunar eclipses. So this is a total lunar eclipse.
How often do they happen?
We get a few a year. Lunar eclipses are pretty common. Solar eclipses, we get a lot of partials, but total lunar eclipses we get a few a year. We get lunar eclipses they happen. It's the Earth's big, the moon's small. And with solar eclipses are less common because you have to have everything kind of at the right angle and the right time.
Yeah.
So it's just happening a couple times a year.
I feel like there's more commotion around when there's a solar eclipse.
And the total solar eclipses are so rare.
Yeah.
The next one isn't until next year in Barcelona. I'm not saying
Are you going to go there?
I'm trying to convince a certain partner of mine
someone.
Travel overseas. I did tell him that, it's Iceland too, and I'd love to go to Iceland. It goes over Iceland and Barcelona, and then part of the Mediterranean, if I recall.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful vacation.
Sounds like a wonderful vacation, yeah. You just got to find the right spot and make sure, we can actually see the thing. When we had the total solar eclipse here, I was in Fredericksburg, and we got it for literally 15, 20 seconds. That's all I saw it for. And it was 4.5 minutes was how much the eclipse was happening over there. And we barely saw it. Freddie's in the room right now. He's training. You were in Fredericksburg, weren't you?
I was. I actually went. I really enjoyed it, and it was beautiful to see. I mean, it was something that I will never forget. I got to see you there too.
Yeah, that's where we met. We actually met in Fredericksburg. We're like, oh my goodness, on the street. But how long did you see it for? Just a few seconds?
Yeah, it was only maybe max a minute, I think. But I mean, the total darkness out there was during the middle of the day, and you could feel the temperature drop tremendously just within that minute.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and the cheers and everything. It was so cool to see.
I was at we're off topic. Sorry, guys, but what can you do? That's what we're here for. But we were at a resort, and it just went silent at the resort. And I was just kind of walking around filming people with my phone, just trying to capture the energy of the moment. Pretty cool. But yeah, we won't get another one of those till next year.
Dang
and
it.
I don't think there's another one in Texas for 100,000 years.
Oh, great. So we'll never be able to see it again.
Oh, well, you can. Just travel. It's a big industry. It's a big industry. We covered it a lot a few years ago. So anyway, that happened there over Iran over the weekend. Pretty cool. It was visible across Asia, East Africa, Western Australia, Arctic Ocean, and Antarctica. Yeah, so not visible here at all. Yeah, I didn't think we had one here, and you threw me off. I was like, I don't remember that. I definitely looked. I usually go for walks at night. There was a March 2025 eclipse. I think we did have earlier this year here. That was visible in the Americas. Actually, I think we couldn't even see that one super well. No, we did. That was a good one. There was another one I'm thinking of that was a partial. That was just kind of Finally, you want to talk about robots?
Finally, we're back to the robots.
I want to do a full robot circle on today's show. So the first international humanoid Olympiad robotics competition occurred in Greece last week, and the idea was to symbolize this human and robotics
There is that video
meeting.
again.
Yeah, there's the one we've been trying to show you because it's cool.
And
So
these are different from the one we've been seeing around town, right?
yes, well, they probably do have the same model there somewhere, but none of these are RISBot. Actually, that one looks kind of like a RISBot model. Right
It kind of
there.
looks like a shorter
It's
version.
not quite. Oh, RISBot's short. I don't know if RISBot's only 3 feet tall. RISBot is a local robot for those of you who don't know. But these robots are.
Is that supposed to be a dog?
That is a dog bot. One of the dog bots. You know, Boston Dynamics has those. I actually got to see one up close the other day, and it was very cool. I was definitely like a kid in a candy store. But the idea is to test the sports abilities of these robots and kind of push them towards like just the everyday use, you know, like boxing. And can we get them to do boxing, soccer, archery, that kind of thing? And then they also test like household tasks. Can you get robots to do laundry, dishes, groceries, things like that? So pretty cool competition they were doing. The robotic hand was one of the cool things on display. You'll see that in some of this video. I included, there's a new robotic hand that can do like kind of delicate tasks. I've seen some of these robots up close, and it is very challenging to train a robot to do, you know, basic human things. We pick up on them. Our bodies are designed for them, but we have to, you know, train these things from the basics. You know, just walking is a challenge. I talked to a guy a few weeks ago about telecoms, and he said that one of the big things about telecommunications will be beaming from AI centers instructions into robots' heads so that we can make them do higher end stuff as we go. So this real world, they test some AI stuff, use stuff like Chat GPT. Look at that, an archery robot. Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
They're just doing
that doesn't
everything
spell the
nowadays.
end at all. What was most interesting to me was that the robots are, you know, we're about to reach an inflection point where these things can really do all this stuff. One of the experts there, one of the industry experts there, talked about that. We got that soundbite there. We can show you.
Listen to that.
Now we have $3, $4, $5 billion circulating within the next 18 months in the humanoid global industry. This means that in 12 months is what we call in the United States make or break. It's either it happens or it doesn't happen. So I think that we're going to see in the next 12 months cracking problem after problem in assembly, in transportation, in moving in logistics, and at home as well. All these, you know, laundry, dishwashing, groceries on the refrigerator, right? Those we're going to see in 12 months, all of them being solved.
Wow. So in 12 months, they will all be sold?
I was listening to a really depressing AI talk the other day, talking about how within the next like 2 to 3 years, AI is going to reach a general intelligence. And this plays into the robotics because these things are so rapidly evolving. Many of our jobs will become obsolete, is what the AI thing was saying. And if we have robotics that can do the same thing, I mean, you know, you don't need to walk your dog. We have a robot that walks your dog.
Or you don't need a dog. Just get a robot
Well,
dog.
I need a dog. I love my dog. My dog was cuddling with me all night. He's a big old sweet pie. My
That would be
girls,
a
I have 3
cold
dogs.
cuddle.
My girls don't like to lay next to me because I wiggle around too much when I sleep. But the big dog is big enough. Yeah, those are Unitary robots. Those are the same ones as RISBot. Those ones right there. But yeah, they're planning to make this competition an annual thing just to show off robots at the first International Humanoid Olympiad in Greece. You know why it's in Greece?
Why?
The Olympics. They wanted to have the same energy, same vibe. as the
Same
Olympics.
energy with some robot Olympics.
Yep.
You know,
Robot Olympics.
My favorite thing about you looking for these robots all around town was the video that I found and sent you.
Yes. You sent me a video of one of the robots, but it was not the actual RISBot.
It wasn't?
Not to my knowledge. I don't think it was. I could not prove
Someone
it,
else's
and I still
robot.
talked to them afterwards. Anyway, it was smashed by a car, completely demolished. You know, when people complain about like automated cars and things, and they worry about robots and stuff, humans are
Same-
much more dangerous than any of that
same
stuff.
difference.
We do stupid stuff all the time. I watched a car on the way into work was trying to merge into another car, not even into a lane, just into the other car.
I've had that
It was-
experience
They
myself.
stopped, thankfully, but I was sitting there watching it, going, "This is humans are not the best."
This is
at
crazy.
things.
It's too early
sometimes."
for people to be driving.
I know it was too early in the morning for that kind of disaster to happen. I was sitting there just staring at it, going, "Please don't, please don't." Oh, then I had to slam my brakes at a different part because somebody in front of me slammed on their brakes and chain reaction. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the day when robots take over all the manual labor.
So we know that you are Team Robot.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely Team Robot. my faith in the human race is always on the edge.
Oh my gosh. Well, you did publish an article today. Tell me about this article.
This looks at the Lunabotics challenge, and we have some more information on the Artemis program there at the bottom if you want to check out. Oh, I have some cool photos. We have some cool video though, so I'm not knocking any of that, but some cool photos in there of some of the past challenges. Those are all from the 2022 challenge.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And that little competition that we talked about, has a deadline happened already?
September 28th is when people have to enter by. So if you know any college students who might be interested, tell them all about it. We
Tell them to visit
have links
this
on our website.
article on our website. You can find it on the homepage, KXAN.com.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's always so fun to start my Tuesdays with you.
We like to have a good time here. I will say, we always have fun. This is always like the fun part of my day.
Yeah.
And then it's all downhill.
And
No,
then-
the rest of my day is just, I'm editing things. So
That's fun.
yeah, it's fine. I like to lock in and kind of edit. But this part I get to talk about things I love, which are like robots and
Robots, robot dogs.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Eric, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.